play with. He bought them for you. There's a truck, a special couple of trucks that he bought for you when you were a child. And you played with those trucks. You absolutely love these trucks. And this is something also that you shared with him. It was the cars, but you had a special love for these trucks. Would you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so...
Just one other thing, Maria. Just one other thing, honey. You're on a roll. Can you stop and listen for 2 minutes?
Yes, sir.
In your family history, do you know if there is a history connected with transportation? Like they were in the truck business, or they used trucks?
Just me.
So you're in that business?
Yes.
Right, because that's where the trucks come in. Maria, he's a trucker.
Okay.
I'm being very careful in my vocabulary when I say that.
I like it when you say it. Trucker.
But that's where you're getting the trucks, because there's trucks and transportation round about him. And I feel the grandfather was wanting to get across this idea that he's up to date with his grandson.
Okay, thank you.
It seems incredible, but he seems to like him. I don't know why. But he's up to date with where he is. Now, just before you go, is there anything about that direction that he's in, the trucking business, that the grandfather would give advice about?
What I would feel, let me see what he would say. Number one, loves the fact that he's in it, and number two, would say be extremely cautious of the people that you hire. To be especially cautious that they are reliable and that everything is extremely legal with so far as they are drug tested and they are good drivers. A good driving record is very, very important to the business. So he would like you to ensure that like all the T's are crossed and all the I's are dotted.
Now I'm going to come in on that, Maria, because you've given a hard edge to this. So I'm going to soften it a little bit.
Okay.
For the victim. And say to him, it's important you just make sure you have control over your business.
Okay.
And it's the management of control. So I'm softening the edge a little bit, not to get you into a panic mode about everything, but more say to you, just pay attention to your business, and obviously you're in the right business. So we're not looking to find you a job in KFC or something like that. You're in the right business. Stay with it, but just keep your finger on the pulse.
Okay, thank you, Bill.
So it's just softening the edge a little bit, Maria, because you came across as a little bit hard, that could have panicked him a bit.
All right, that's the old accountant in me.
Yeah, because you might think the mafia is all round about, whereas in reality he's run them over.
Thanks, Bill, I appreciate it.
Yeah, so it's not to panic, it's just more to say he knows where you are, he knows what you're doing, he's up to date and giving you support.
Okay.
Well done, Maria.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good job on the instrument there. We're gonna put, that was an experiment. Oh, sure, absolutely. Oh, let me put you back so you can see our lovely audience.
It's very different this way than standing in front of all of
It is different, yeah? Yeah, but you did it. Good job. Okay, so Maria, so we're inviting up Arlene.
I had to follow all these awesome people. Thank you for making this so easy, Maria. I wonder if you have pants on, though. I do wonder. You never know. I'm just kidding, guys. Okay, so let's see where we're going to go. The whole time I've been back here in the back row. So you guys all came together?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go straight ahead in the blue shirt. Is it okay if I come to you?
Yes.
Okay, you sure?
Yes.
You ready for this? All right, let's do it. All right, immediately I have a male stepping forward, and I believe this is grandfather.
Yes.
But I also feel a father-like figure with you. Would you understand father in spirit?
Yes.
Okay. Would you understand that this is his father and his father in spirit?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Would you understand your father passing from a disease process? It took some time?
Yes.
Okay. And would you understand that his father was much the same?
Yes.
Okay. And I believe, though, that your father, I feel like he was a part of your life growing up. Would that make sense? Okay.
Yes.
And I do feel like he's showing me that you guys had a really good relationship. Like, I want to say he's saying almost like the picture book of, like, father, daughter. Like, he's saying we had a tremendous relationship. Would that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. He is saying, though, as you got a little older, that there were some things where you had some ideas of doing things your own way, and that kind of broke his idea of my little girl did what, or wants to do what, and he's saying he had a really hard time with that. Would that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay, but he's saying I always loved you, and he's talking about your spirit. You've always been very spirited since you were a little girl, and he is talking about really helping to foster that and helping to encourage you to be exactly who we were supposed to be. I feel like he's taught. Would you understand this? Okay. Would you understand him also being your biggest cheerleader? Because he's saying, I wouldn't have always agreed with the way she did it, but I will say that I supported her whether it was silently, like he may have not always said that, but he's just saying I was her biggest cheerleader. Would you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, then we're getting into dating. Is that okay?
I hope so, yes.
Okay. Just want to check. Oh gosh, where am I going here, Dad? Okay, so, well, first he's talking about when you started dating, and he's talking about this was super hard for him. Like, he's saying, I trusted you, you're a good girl, see, we get that, but he's just saying, this was super hard as a dad, and he's talking about wanting to protect you, and I also get this sense that he's talking about, like, knowing you would eventually have your first broken heart, and he's talking about when this happened, he was there. Would you understand that he was around? And I feel like it was like your first time, and he just talked about you kind of going into this little bit of a shell. Would you understand?
Yes.
And he's saying, I was watching her go through this. I was watching her experience this, and my heart broke with her. Would that make sense to you?
Yes.
And he's just saying, there's nothing I could do to, like, glue it back together. All the ice cream in the world, I couldn't fix it. But he's saying that you grew into yourself more. You learned a lot from that, and you've done a tremendous job in your life taking really tough things like that and using them to build character. So he's saying some people would have went the other way, and it could have broken you, but you kind of rose from that, like the phoenix he's kind of showing me. And not just this, I feel like you faced a lot of other things. He's also talking about, would you understand that you're not married right now?
Yes.
He's talking about you having this upset that he can't fix, that you are worried that when you get married, that dad won't be there and that you won't have that dance. Is that something that you've thought about?
Yes.
And he's saying, I will be there. And he's going to show you ways, and he's talking about incorporating him and remembering him that day because he's with you every step of the way. And I also feel a little bit like he's talking about matchmaker. So I'm not sure if this has happened. He's saying not, but I feel like he's kind of pulling the strings to, like, go to Dunkin' Donuts. That guy's super cute. Like, he's like, I never thought that would happen, but he's trying to kind of line things up for you because he wants the best for you. He wants you to be happy. And he's saying you're a smart girl, though, and when you feel that guy or you feel that right connection, you'll know. And he's like, no, I had something to do with that. I know that I really love you. You're a smart, bright girl, and you deserve the world, and don't settle for less. Okay? It's right around the corner. All right, may I leave that with you?
Yes, thank you.
They don't go away. Everybody seems to be focused on that side of the room, which
Because
is
I know all these people.
innately unfair to that side of the room.
I was going to take her, and then Gina stole her, and I couldn't go.
One point. So go to somebody on this side of the room and be nice to somebody there.
Okay, anybody want?
You're on that side of the room.
She could get up and move over. She could.
All right. Do you have a preference, or I just go for it?
I would say you should go to Stephen.
That's where I was gonna, I had no idea where I was going. Stephen, you ready for this?
Yes.
May I come to you?
Yes.
You sure you want this? It's a whole lot, okay.
He needs a little bit of pain.
I feel like I'm playing like double dutch, like wait for it, okay. In all seriousness, let me, just give me 1 second. Immediately I feel a woman step forward. I feel like this is mother's mom. Would you understand your grandmother, your mother's mother being in spirit?
Maternal grandmother? Yes.
You say it so simply, I just swung with my feelings.
Because I've had a lot of practice.
Not me, I feel a little offended, I haven't had this experience. Okay, so let's see, hope I can, okay. I also feel like her partner's with her. Would you understand that her partner, her husband in life is also with her?
Yes.
Would you understand that he passed before her?
Yes.
Okay.
Now stop. And I want you to go to the other lady on the other side, and I want you to hold 2 communications simultaneously.
Which one are you talking? There's a lot of
Lady
ladies.
with the reddish hair, a black top,
Raise your hand, you.
black
Can you
top.
stand up maybe? I don't, which one?
The-
Right there,
look,
her
she's-
hand's
Here, okay, what am I doing?
She's giving you the new wave.
Hi, so
Um,
2 communicators?
You can have 1 communicator with each of them. You've got Stephen, so you put Stephen in your pocket, you establish a communicator with her, you get the evidence, and you go back to Stephen, then you go back to her,
Got
and
it.
you go back
Okay,
to
shh.
Stephen.
I got Steve in my pocket. Here, Bill, my back pocket. Okay. All right, may I come to you? I wanted to come to you, just so you know, it was my idea. Okay. All right, immediately, I feel like this is a woman. I feel like we have mother and grandmother. Sorry, not mother. I feel like this is grandmother. Would you understand mom's mom being in spirit?
Yeah.
I'm also, I have to retract this too. I feel like she's there, but I feel like there's another woman that is above you, but not mom.
Exactly.
Okay, but it's motherly. Motherly.
Mother.
It's not your mother,
Como si
but
fuera
there's a
tu
woman
mamá.
above you.
Martin.
Like a sibling.
He's just thinking about it.
Like a mom.
No.
It's my sister-in-law.
I'm one above you, but I could be wrong, so let me
But I have my grandmother from my mother's side, but I don't know.
But I have another female, so I'm just trying to place another female. I have mom's mom, for sure, but I have another female that is younger than her. So let me just place her in relationship. I'm asking for someone in my life that would, okay, no, okay, sorry. This is on your level. So this is a female that is on your level, and I feel like this would be, I don't feel like this is related blood, though.
So it could be a sister-in-law.
My
That would make
sister-in-law.
sense, okay, sorry. Oh my goodness, this is,
Right, now pause there and go back to
wait, I
Stephen.
didn't get any.
Back again afterwards.
Okay, sister-in-law is gonna hold. Grandma, grandpa, we're back with you. Okay. Okay, I feel like that they had a tremendous
Standing too
relationship.
close.
I feel like he
You're
died.
standing too close. Get back, they're looking up your nose.
Can you beat him? Control him? Okay. Grandmother, grandfather.
Yes.
I feel like they're talking about they had a really tremendous relationship. Would you understand them having a healthy relationship and a healthy balance?
No.
Just say no if it's not right. Okay, because what I'm kind of getting is this yin-yang sensation, this feeling of they were very different but worked really pretty well together, like because they were so different. Would you understand that?
I can understand
little-
them being different,
They
but
didn't work
not,
well together.
but not working well together.
Well, all right.
Okay, now go back to the female.
Well, I'm not even doing well on this side. Let me-
What?
Okay.
Multitasking.
Okay. Sister-in-law, I'm getting a makeup with her. I feel like she really liked girl stuff. Makeup, nails. I don't feel like she had a lot of money, but I think she really liked to put herself together. Would you understand her a little like this? Like, hey,
Yes.
I'm here.
Yes.
That's kind of what
She's
I'm
like
getting.
that.
Yeah, like, yes.
Don't forget about me.
Yes, that's what I got. Like a little feisty, but she really she was a pretty girl, but I feel like she even thought she was prettier than even maybe she was, but her personality was bigger than life. And I feel like she was a magnet. People just kind of drew to her, but she had the side of her where if you crossed her, or if she even thought you crossed her, oh. I don't think I want to go there. So,
Oh my God, it's
but
like
I
that.
love it, right? Okay.
You
And
do it
she's
just like her.
like that.
She got long hair like
Yes.
you.
I feel like she changed her hair a lot, though. Would you understand her? Like, she was very into the fashiony thing, so I feel like she would have done a lot of different stuff.
Just say no.
No.
All right, that's okay. That's okay. Because a lot of what I get is not always visual. It's an impression of her diverse kind of like personality. So it's okay that you're saying no. I just feel like it's part of what I perceive as her personality. So that's totally okay. But I'm getting I feel like she was very smart. I feel like this wasn't book smart per se, like not college necessarily, but I feel like she was quick and she was street smart and she could read somebody in a second. Would that
Yes.
make sense? Okay,
Yes.
do I stay with her? Do I?
No.
Yes.
Don't milk that cow too much.
She's not a cow, she will get you. Alright, so this one I was batting 1,000, let's try
So
this
go
a little
to-
more.
towards message with Stephen and then message back with the lady.
Okay. Alright, grandma, grandpa, oil and vinegar. Talking about your relationship currently. Okay, would you understand having children?
Yes.
I feel like they're making me feel like there's a separation between the child, you and the mother of the children. Would that make sense? You're not with each other?
Yes.
Okay. And they're talking about having there was some difficulty with communication there at times, and but I'm getting actually a lot of. Okay, I feel like I'm treading on ice, like really thin ice here.
It's appropriate for a public place.
Yeah, I feel like I just feel like I need to back away a little bit from that, so I'm gonna switch this a little bit. They're talking about communication styles in general, and I feel like also examples that you were given growing up on what a healthy kind of environment felt like and looked like, and that you are very, very sensitive. You're very sensitive to other people's needs, and you're very sensitive in your relationships, and that you have a lot of love. And it was that you gave it everything you had, and that's what they really want to leave with you, is that you really gave it every ounce of what you had and who you are, and that you're very, like, through and through a very solid person, and you're a very solid parent. So I want you to know they're talking, it's a huge, like, it's a huge admiration for how you are as a parent with your children, and the depth of your love and what you would do with your children. Would you understand having a very close relationship with your child? Emotionally supportive. Would you understand having a depth with an understanding with your children?
I'll say yes.
Because they're making me feel like you're way more supportive of them than you maybe had growing up sometimes.
Yes, I would understand that.
Okay, so I feel like they're just saying it's getting better and better, and you're setting them up for success more so than you were set up. But you've done a tremendous job with everything you've been taught environmentally, that you're an amazing person, and that you really have given it every bit of your ability, like everything you could do, to give them the best chance in their lives. And just a huge compliment as you as a father, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
finish off the lady.
I feel like I'm, like, getting the hook. Okay,
I used to
Gotcha.
make it work.
yeah, okay. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna just sink back in with her. Would you understand that that she died quickly? Like, it was, I feel like I was here and then I was gone. When she passed, the passing itself was pretty quickly. Would that make sense?
Just say no.
I feel like there was a process involved, but I feel like
Yeah,
when
it's
she
a-
died.
was a process.
I feel like there was a process, but I feel like
You're
the
talking
actual.
about when she died.
Yes, I feel like there was a process, but I feel like that when she crossed, it was pretty quickly. Like, I feel like there was some time that she went through some things.
Yes.
It was very difficult.
I think yes, because it was a process, but when
It's
everything
fast.
was
And she's just
difficult, it just was for one day. and
She's
that's
just
it.
saying,
Yes.
I went very peacefully. She wants you to know that.
Yeah.
It was about keeping her comfortable, but she said, I was not in pain when I passed. It's really important. Would you understand being around her, right around the time she passed? Were you physically around her? Would you understand visiting her or seeing her right before she passed?
Yes, a lot.
Because I'm getting this feeling of you talking to her and you weren't sure if either she heard you or understood, and she's saying, I heard what you said. And I feel like she's saying, you held her hand, but I feel like you also kissed her or kissed her hand.
When I feel my pain when she passed.
Oh, I'm getting emotional.
That was true.
She just wants you to know.
I know, I wasn't.
Empathize, don't sympathize.
I was riding with my cousin, and I feel that. I feel she touched.
Okay, I was gonna say I felt the face, okay. She's just saying, I'm with you. I
And I
appreciate.
know she was here.
Okay. So that's really her message is, thank you for helping me through that. Thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you for always understanding me, and I appreciate you. And that she knows that you are, she's up to date on what's going on right now in your life, but she's so happy that you're with her for the long haul, for her entire life. And she's just saying thank you for the love and support. Okay? Thank you. Is there anything else?
Yeah.
Bill, may I come to you?
No. Is there anybody else there
For which one?
for your victim, female?
Is there anybody else there?
Yeah. Scan in the spirit world. Have a look.
Gosh, you guys, I am sorry you guys had to witness this.
No, it's called working as a medium.
Oh, okay. I feel an uncle, hearing Tio? Great uncle or uncle?
Yeah.
Hold on. There's a
Okay,
male
good help
connected to this, to the woman I was just speaking to, there's a male connected to her.
Yes, my father.
I
Oh, I think you asked me if I'm.
her job.
Thank you.
Right, you can sit down now.
Thank you, Arlene. How are we doing as far as drawing? I'm sorry? Today's the 18th. Okay, then we're done. You're done, okay. So, Victoria, why don't you come on up with your drawings and you can explain what you have. If you have any other information who you want to talk to, because I don't know who you're drawing.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so if you can just pay attention for a second, Victoria has been drawing the spirit world and the contacts. She's having difficulty speaking a little bit because she's not feeling that well, so we may need to help you with that.
Bill can help you.
Talking mentally or spiritually?
Physically. Okay, so do you want to explain who you were drawing and when?
So this is for, I actually didn't catch your name. You were working with Maria on the computer?
Yes.
Yes, so this is your grandfather, I believe, is that right? Okay, I didn't
That's
listen.
who, yes, no, that's who she had, was grandfather, yes.
Yes, so this is who I believe is your grandfather. You're not gonna be able to see from there. Does this look familiar to you?
Yes.
Yes?
Okay, would you be able, sir, would you be able to get a picture or bring us a copy of a picture? And we're gonna just make a copy of that before you go. Because, well, we can make a copy of that, but a picture of your
Of your
grandfather. That you could give and bring a photograph. A copy, a picture of it that we could get to put with that to see the similarities for Victoria. Because she is in the process of opening it. Do you understand the picture? Does it make sense to you with the way she's drawn it? Are there features that you recognize or not recognize?
Mm-hmm.
The picture makes sense.
You understand the picture?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna, Martin, you're gonna get a photograph and bring that in for Victoria, okay? All right, good, and you signed it.
I did.
Good.
And I dated it even.
And you dated it. Okay, terrific, good. Can you tell us, could you tell us for a second what, when looking at that picture, what stands out to you? That makes,
Yeah, let us see it.
We can't see it, nobody can see
Here.
it.
But,
Can I just take this back for a second?
Yeah. You
Okay.
gotta look at it, you don't get to keep it.
No, I saw that.
Yeah.
That's a good picture, Victoria.
Okay, so we'll give this back to you. So,
Wait, she didn't see it.
oh, sorry, Maria. We'll give your grandfather back to you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Is there, Victoria, anything you want to add to that, to the picture, of any sense you were getting, or was
No,
just
I
in
was
the mode of
just drawing.
seeing
Yeah.
what it was? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
So,
Thank you.
So a good job, well done, even not feeling well. What we're gonna do, because we've got about 15 minutes left, we're going to allow, anybody who wanna ask somebody a question, you can ask Bill, you can ask one of the students, in terms of mediumship, not in terms of what will happen to you personally, okay? It's not a reading, but do you have a question about their mediumship, what they experienced, what they were sensing, or what they were doing as they were talking to you or to somebody else? And if you have a question, you're welcome to ask it. Just put up your hand so we know who's asking.
How difficult was it, besides him, his presence, but how difficult was it for you to do both of them at the same time?
Come on up, Arlene, you can answer that up here.
Well, I think because the way we're taught in class, we're pretty used to going back and forth between the energies. I feel like it kind of threw me for a loop at first, but once you sync and then you just ask them to step closer, it really wasn't super difficult. It was just more, it actually in some ways is good because it doesn't let me get in my brain. Because I flip to the other side, I have to go right back into syncing with them. In some ways, it doesn't allow me to get in my brain. So it's kind of good. It can be a little bit,
Careful.
it can be a little bit challenging, and that too, like he said, everyone has more than one energy around you. So to sync back with that energy, the one that I had, you kind of, like you said, you put it in your pocket, but it doesn't mean there's not other people that are kind of coming in. So that was the challenge.
To let yourself be open to there's other people.
Yeah.
You did very well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very well.
What about a back massage?
Thank you.
Did you had a question?
When somebody's doing a reading, or
Are you asking a particular person or just a
no,
question?
in general,
In
if
general.
somebody's doing a
Contact.
reading, a contact, do the other mediums see the same thing while they're doing it? Like, are they all synced up?
Okay, I'll answer that and then you guys can jump in on that. They're taught in a couple of different ways. One is to focus in on the contact or the communicators that a particular medium is working with. So, a seal could have been up here in the first time and people could have been syncing in, linking in, being aware of the communicators that seal was working with. It does not mean that they would get exactly the same information at exactly the same time because it's filtered through our own system. So everybody has different personality, everybody has different focuses in their life. So if somebody like Victoria is more on the artistry side, she may be getting things along and related to visual clues, as an example. Seal is very clairsentient, feeling. So she may be getting the feeling of the person in their personality. At the same time, Victoria may be getting pictorial pictures. Somebody else may be getting the sense of hearing something. So even everybody's a medium, everybody works differently in their own way. But yes, you can sync in with the medium who's working and get information from that communicator. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, any other question about that? Does anybody else have something they want to add to that from either side? No? Okay.
I do.
Yes,
I do.
yes.
Now this probably doesn't answer, but I'm going to continue what Sharon was talking about. sometimes when I'm up here with my colleagues, I am not tapping in or going in to see who they've got. I'm sending energy because we can sit as each other's energy pack as well. And sometimes when I'm up here, if I'm closing down, like, you know, if maybe I'm getting a couple of no's and I'm like, okay, my colleagues will send energy my way, which will raise my vibration, okay? And the higher my vibration is, the more open I can be to the spirit world. Would you understand that, please?
Yes.
All right, good. And so, so sometimes some of us will do different things, not necessarily tap in or move in, but we'll be sending energy, or